Beginner, I would like to ask you about what was going on in California and forgotten for so many years. What do you think? What did happen?
I think a lot of stuff's forgotten no matter where you are, right? Like it just drifts, it just seeps between the cracks. But I think in California, if you tried to really try to break it down, I think that there was a lot of art made in the 50s and the 60s that is only now being recognized. Then in the 60s and the 70s, 50s, 60s, and 60s, 70s, a lot of performance art, a lot. One of the reasons I think is that there wasn't the gallery system, even though the gallery system isn't what it was today in New York. In LA, it was even less. Mm-hmm. So performance and work, when I was in San Francisco at the Art Institute there was quite a bit of painting because of the history of Diebenkorn and the San Francisco Art Institute and abstract expressionism and all that. Same time, there was a lot of performance, a lot of alternative time-based art being made in San Francisco as well as LA. And a lot of that, it didn't have, I remember there was a book called Performance Art from 1900 to the Present. It was by Rosalie Goldberg. And I think a good book. On the other hand, it barely touched California. And in California, there was so much performance going on. And it's still today, or conceptual work. When we were talking about Wally Hedrick, I mean, he's basically it's heavily influenced by the Beat generation in San Francisco, the poets of San Francisco. He had a gallery there, and he was the first it was the first place that Howl was read by Ginsberg. Uh-huh. And it was in a gallery operated by a cooperative gallery of some sort, but Wally Hedrick was one of the main people. And so you have this beat, and in these beat artists being quite political and at the same time quite conceptual and against the capitalism or the market of the art, as was a lot of performance art. So a lot of artists which were really important, I think, to California, they're who they are and is drifted away because the art world changed so much in the 80s and became so much about the market. And I think a lot of the artists of the 60s and 70s never saw the change coming. Uh-huh. And then when it did come, they weren't as interested. And now they're more interested because the art world is so much about that. And,
about what?
I think it's at this point it's a lot about the market. It's a lot about galleries. It's a lot about museums. It doesn't mean there isn't good art to me. I think there is good art. It's not like you can just say, hey, it's all bullshit. I don't believe that. It's just, and in that, there are a number of older artists that are looking around and, in one way, questioning the art market. In another way, questioning their own political position that they can't get anything out. There's nothing for them. No one sees it. So,
but